The Game Awards 2021. That's when the Wonder Woman game was announced. And that game is being developed by Monolith, the creators, the makers behind Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. And this is going to be a parallel between that franchise. To be fairly honest with you, I would very much prefer if Monolith was working on a game that was based on the Tolkien's universe. Maybe if we already have closure with Talion's story, maybe something different. I do not know. I just hope that this was a third entry in the Shadow of series. But anyways, that being the case, no. They are working on a Wonder Woman game that uses the Nemesis system. We'll talk about a little bit the Nemesis system in a little while, but that being the case, this is just the parallel, it's just Shadow of, but with the setting of Wonder Woman. Now, there were some little bit of a rumors lately that this game was going to be a live service. There's many people, many studios that want to hop up into the train of the success that Fortnite has, that first Destiny had back then, and they want to try something similar, like Marvel's Avengers did. The problem with Marvel's Avengers, if I'm being fairly honest with you, it really isn't that it was a live service model. I think that the problems with that was something a little bit different. And anyways, there's many other people that have tried to do such a thing. Now, Gotham Knights was not a live service model, but it sure feels like it was supposed to be. It's a game that it feels that at some point they said, you know what, live service games are not working. People is not wanting to play any more superhero live service games. And they turned it into a single player RPG. Anyways, I am digressing. The thing is right here that there is this little rumor that the new Wonder Woman game, which I'm guessing that it is going to be announced fairly soon right now, because it was announced in 2021, and marketing for Suicide Squad should be over soon. So that being the case, I'm guessing that it is fairly sure to assume that we're going to get this game very, very soon. These rumors came from a job listing that, job listings are always something to be worthwhile discussing. As you can see right here, we don't have the specific picture right here, but we have this quote right here that says that when the job posting lists the experience that Monolith is looking for in potential candidates, it reads experience helping maintain a live software product or a game. There are probably a lot of former and current Crystal Dynamics employees looking for work after the Avengers video game flamed out. And yeah, and it's basically everything that we have to work on right now. The job listing that was suggesting for people that had experience maintaining a live software product or a game, and this came from a Monolith job listing. Although, if I'm being completely honest with you, then this probably means something different. Like this was probably something for, I do not know, even if they are not involved in the Suicide Squad, maybe they are doing such a thing for a future project, because at this point they should also be almost finished with Wonder Woman. Fortunately enough, as soon as this thing got out in there, a spokesperson came out to IGN and told them Wonder Woman is a single-player action-adventure game set in a dynamic open world. This third-person experience will allow players to become Diana of Themyscira and introduce an original story set in the DC universe while also featuring the Nemesis system. Wonder Woman is not being designed as a live service game. End of quote. And I'm just so happy that this is the case. Now that I came to terms that this is not going to be a live service game, that this is not going to be a Shadow of game, I'm actually fairly excited about this new Wonder Woman. I'm guessing something that it is going to be an RPG, even though that Shadow of Mordor was not an RPG, Shadow of War actually was. So I'm guessing that we can expect something similar along the lines right there. But anyways, let's talk about the Nemesis system for the people that is not aware of this game. The people that didn't even know that the game like this existed, because as soon as they announced it, they completely went silent, like quite literally completely went silent. So the Nemesis system is one of the most innovative systems. Spoiler alert, I'm going to be using the word system quite a lot in this little bit of the video. It's a very, very innovative system that I truly enjoy. It has some rough edges, rather, but on the overall experience that the Nemesis system, it's just so good. It's so good that Monolith, also Warner Brothers, also had to come out and make it a patent so that no one else can recreate it by threat of sue. So basically, you have a whole bunch of enemies. You have a whole bunch of NPCs. All of them are trying to kill you. They are some kind of an army. There's many things that you can do with that army. You can recruit them, you can fight with them, you can make them your bodyguards, you can make them betray each other, you can basically form your very own army of those people that you have right there and become your own force to be reckoned with. And since this is all randomly generated, there's never going to be one single enemy that you're going to fight that is going to be the very same one as the one that you fought previously. Sometimes this was a little bit more present in Shadow of Mordor, where the enemies, the aesthetic of it all, and the overall archetype would sometimes be very similar one to another. They fixed it a little bit more in Shadow of War, and the enemies that you would fight, they were fairly different from one to another. So that's something amazing. It's just gorgeous how it feels each playthrough. I have to be fairly honest with you, I played through Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War quite several times, because while the game base is still always there, fighting the orcs, fighting the enemies, fighting the nemesis that you encounter, it's always different. It's always amazing to see, hey, I like this kind of work. Like I said, sometimes you are going to encounter the archetype, but maybe on the physical side, on the aesthetics side, but maybe they have a different personality, maybe they have different traits, maybe they do different things, maybe they have different dialogues. I have encountered the same dialogue in Shadow of Mordor, but it's very difficult to encounter the very same dialogue in Shadow of War. So, I mean, Wonder Woman, it's an interesting choice for a video game, although I am actually quite happy that they are using different kind of superheroes to explore different kind of opportunities for video games. A Wonder Woman game with a Nemesis system, it's interesting. I'm starting to get the feel like I'm starting to get excited about this. Especially, even better if it's going to be an RPG such as Shadow of War was. I just love Shadow of War. It's just such a solid, amazing game. It is very good that this game is not going to be a live service model. At least this is the official word that we have right here, and I'm guessing that there's not going to be that much time before we actually hear about this in the future, in the near future. Maybe, since it has been 2 years since the last announcement that this thing has had, maybe we're going to hear a little bit more about it on the Game Awards. Maybe, who knows, maybe it could possibly be a lineup for 2024. We'll have to wait and see. Anyways, if you like content, if you like the information, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if no one told you today that you're gorgeous and beautiful person, you are indeed a gorgeous and beautiful person. I always think you got them gorgeous and beautiful people in the next one. A beautiful day and goodbye.